guys, welcome back to Eunbelievable English. Today, we're going to be taking a look at a really fun, very different pickup and delivery game. It's called Solenia. In Solenia, we're going to be living and working on a planet very different from ours. On this planet, there are floating islands that produce only one kind of resource. That means we, as airship pilots, can go to those islands and get those resources, and then we can deliver them to other islands that need them. So why don't you come with me and we'll take a look at this really interesting game. All right, guys, so let's take a look at our game, Solenia. In Solenia, the very first thing we're going to notice, and it's really the thing that makes this game different from others, is our board. Because in this game, when the airship moves, the entire board is going to change. So it's going to flip and change just like that. Pretty interesting, right? Now, there is a daytime side and a nighttime side to the board. But what's really important for us right now is to see the different kinds of islands that we can go visit. There are islands that are farm islands and they produce wheat. There are islands that produce rock. There are islands that produce wood. And there are also islands, and I'll have to show you a different part of the board, that produce water. Then there are cities. And there are cities in the nighttime, in the night side, and there are cities in the day side. And when we go to those cities, we're going to be making deliveries. As we mentioned before, there are 4 kinds of resources in this game. There is wood, there is wheat, there is stone, and there is water. These are made on what's called the production islands, and those are the ones I just showed you. The city islands, where we will be making our deliveries, are the islands that have stars on them. And when we go to those islands, we will hopefully be collecting points that will be shown on these stars. The deliveries themselves look like this. And depending on whether you're delivering to a daytime city or a nighttime city, you'll be taking a different one, and you'll have to match the resources shown on the delivery tiles. So this delivery tile, if I were to deliver to a daytime city, asks for 3 water, 1 wood, and 1 stone. So let's get into a little bit more of the details. How do we collect these things? How do we get those resources? Well, first of all, every player is going to get a deck of cards, and those cards are going to look like this. And every player is going to get their very own airship. Now, there are a couple of important things to notice about the airships. First of all, there are 8 spaces on the airship to hold cargo, to hold resources. And so every time we collect a resource, we're going to have to put it in one of those spots. We can only hold 8 at a time. We can never hold more than that. That's an important part of the game. Now, I got my airship, and when I make a delivery, if I were to make the delivery to this nighttime city, and if I were to give them a wood and a stone, I would then take this nighttime delivery and put it in the first slot on the nighttime side of my airship. Now, when I do that, look, there's a stone there. That means when I fill this slot, I will get a stone for doing that. And every slot will give me something else, which is pretty nice. At the end of the game, I will also score points for any pair of slots that are full. So if I fill this first slot, if I fill both of these on the first spot on my airship, I will get 1 point. If I were to fill the second, I would get more points and more points. We'll talk about that later. Let's look at the cards for this game. Every player is going to get a deck of 16 cards in their color. And those cards are all a little bit different, and they all have some really important information on them. Generally speaking, there are 3 important parts of each card. The first part tells you what or how much you're going to get when you send it to an island. You'll also notice that there's a clear hole right in the middle of the card. That's because when you send this card to an island, it's going to tell you what you're going to get. So in this case, if I put this card on this wood island, I would get 1 wood. That's what it means. There's another piece of information on this card, though, and it's down here at the bottom. There's a water drop there. And what that means is when this piece of the board falls away, let's say it's on the night side here, when this falls away and we replace it on the other side, as I take this card off the board, I will get whatever it says on the bottom. So in this case, I'm going to get 1 water resource when this card falls off the back of the board, as the airship moves further and further away from it. So I would get a water to be able to add to my cargo hold. That's what this card tells me. Other cards are similar. If I were to put this card on this island, I would get 1 wood, and then when this piece of the map fell away and moved back up to the front, I would also get another wood. So that's 1 of whatever resource is sitting there. Now, this card is slightly different. You'll notice there's a 2 there. That means that when I put this on the board, I would get 2 wood when I put this on here. But you're also going to notice that it has a very specific kind of island on the bottom there. That's one of the farming islands. And if I put this card on a farming island, when the board falls away, I would get 1 victory point, 1 point for having put it there. And there's one more kind of card I think we should look at, and that's this card. Now you'll notice that this card has a 0 here, so it doesn't matter where you put it, you're not going to get anything in terms of resources when you place this card on that island. So if I were to put this card here, I would not get a stone because there's a 0. But you'll also see that there's an airship here with an arrow, and that means that the board is going to change. So when that happens, we're going to take the back piece of the board kind of closest to the edge, and we're going to take it away because the airship is going to move forward, and we're going to flip it over and add it to the front of our board. Just like that. And so the airship is moving around the planet that we're on. And as it moves far away from certain pieces, the board is going to change. Now, as we move from night into day and day into night, the game is going to change. It changes the kinds of deliveries you can make. It changes the way that you're going to play the game as you go. It's all about collecting those resources to be able to pay off those deliveries that you want to make. And the deliveries all happen in the cities with the stars on them. So let's set it up and play a little bit of a game together so you can see how it works. All right, guys. So here we go. We're ready for some gameplay. We've got our game set up for 2 players. And the first thing we're going to see is the delivery options we have for the day side and the night side. So I'll show you these quickly. 3 water, 1 stone, and 1 wood. If you can make that delivery, it's 9 points. The delivery of 2 stone is worth 2 points. And the delivery of 2 water, 1 stone, and 1 wheat is worth 6 points. There's also a delivery of 2 stone and 1 water for 4 points. And these are all daytime deliveries. Nighttime deliveries, 2 points for 1 wood and 1 stone, 2 wheat and 2 stone for 6 points, 2 wood and 1 stone for 4 points, 3 wheat and 2 stones for 9 points. So you can see that the bigger deliveries, the harder deliveries to make, are worth more points. You'll see our board is ready to go. We start on the middle of the board with the kind of dawn and dusk going on. We'll be going into the nighttime in this game, and then after the nighttime we'll be going back towards the daytime. We've got our purple airship, and we've got our peach airship. And the first thing we're going to do as players is we're going to take the top 3 cards, and that's going to be our hand each turn. So the purple player is starting with a hand that looks like this. And the peach player will take the top 3 cards from their hand. And I think we're ready to go. So I'm the purple player, and I won the rock, paper, scissors contest to go first. Now, I don't have great options here. Let's see. I think I'm going to start by putting this. Now, this is an important part of the game we haven't talked about yet. Anytime you place one of your deliveries, and this is supposed to be like a little drop ship. This is supposed to be a little drop ship. So this little drop ship is going to make a delivery, or is going to go pick up from one of the islands close to our airship. If I go farther away from the airship, I have to pay more. But if I already have one of my drop ships down, I can go next to that drop ship for free. So you can spread out based on where your drop ships already are. I'm going to send my drop ship here to this stone production island. And I will get 1 stone for doing that. I'll put that stone in my cargo hold, and that's the end of my turn. I'll take a new card. Boy, I've got a bunch of zeros to start the game. And then the peach player will look at their cards, and they'll make a choice as to what they want to do. Ooh. So he's going to get points if he can place this on a water island. Wood. And he'll get a wood and a water when this falls off the back of the map. So let's see, falls off the back of the board. There are no water islands kind of directly next to the airship right now, so he's going to hold on to this one. I think he's going to use this card. And based on the delivery needs, he's going to collect some wood like this, and he'll get 1 wood for sending his dropship to that wood production island. And now it's my turn. We'll come back to me, and we're right away going to see how this movement works, how the airship moves. So I am going to I'm going to send this airship to this stone island. Oh no, I can't go to the stone island. That's next to the peach. I can go over here maybe. That's a good idea. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I will go to this farm island here. And I don't get any wheat But the airship is going to move. And when the airship moves, it moves forward, and we've moved further away from this area of islands here. So this is going to fall away. And my card is falling away as well. Look, my airship has to fly back. And when it flies back to meet me, I'm going to get a wood and a wheat for doing that. Now, this part of the board is going to flip because we're going to the night side of the planet. And it's going to look just like that. So our airship is always going to be in the middle of the board. 1, 2, 1, 2. It's always going to sit in the middle. Now this card is going to be discarded, but before I discard it, I'm going to collect 1 stone and 1 wheat. And I have to make sure that I have room for those on my board. Now, I take a new card, and that's the end of my turn. So it's the peach player's turn. Oh, they need a 3rd card. And now, they're going to look to see, yeah. So they really want to place this one here on this water island, because when the water island falls away, they're going to get a point for that. And so when they put it on the water island, they're going to get 2 water for that. They're going to put that in their cargo hold. They're going to take a new card. And now it's my turn again. So you see, it's a pretty fast-moving game. And it's really very simple. You collect resources to try to make deliveries. Now, I can make a delivery, and I'm going to do that. So I'm going to look and see here. I'm going to make a daytime delivery. I'm going to send this dropship over here. Now remember, I said that you can send one of your dropships next to one of your other dropships for free. If this card wasn't here, it would be expensive for me to go there. I'd have to leave a resource between the airship and the island I was going to. But because I have a dropship here, I can put it next to it for free. Now, I don't get anything for going there, but I can make a delivery. In fact, I have to make a delivery when I go to one of the cities. So, I'm going to make a delivery, and I'm going to make a quick delivery. I'm going to deliver 2 stone to this city to fulfill this delivery. So I delivered 2 stone, and now I'm going to put this right here on my airship. And because I finished this, I'm going to get 1 wood. That's going to go into my cargo hold. And because there's the arrow here, things have to move again. So this is going to come loose. And as that airship moves forward to the next spot, we're going to see that all of these cards that were on this part of the board are going to trigger their final things. So the peach player is going to get a wood, and he'll discard that card. The purple player, that's me, I'll get a wheat, and we'll discard this card. And now, this last one, I get 2 of whatever resource is at the island I'm on, and that's stars. So I'm actually going to get 2 extra points for having my dropship on that island. So I've got 2 points, 4 points already in the game. And I'll just put those next to my airship so I know that card will get discarded. And this part of the board will flip over as we continue to move around the planet. So we're on the night side of the planet now. And then it's the peach player's turn. So the peach player is going to look at his cards, and we're going to keep playing like this. It's really a very simple game. At the end of the game, we're going to score points based on how many deliveries we've made and how many points those deliveries are worth. We're going to score points based on how many extra stars we've managed to collect throughout the game. There are lots of little ways to do that. And we're going to score points based on the number of finished pairs that we have on our dropship. For every one of these 4 areas of the board that we finish, I'll get 1 point here, I'll get 2 points here, I'll get 3 points here, and I'll get 4 points here. So there's the potential for finishing 8 deliveries, 4 daytime deliveries and 4 nighttime deliveries, to make 4, 7, 9, 10 points. And we're going to add up all the points we have to see who our winner is going to be. We're also going to score points for pairs of resources left at the end of the game. We'll get a couple of extra points for that as well. And whoever has the most points at the end is going to be the winner. And that's how we play Solenia.